G'day guys, how are you? Now I'm just giving you a quick update on my ZX14. So this is a 2018 ZX14R which I purchased a few weeks ago. Just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on some of the accessories I've bought. So I've purchased and fitted some Delkevich exhausts, so it's just the slip-ons, so both sides quite there. I think they look quite tidy. They certainly improve off the bulky stock item. I've gone and fitted a Scott oiler, so it's an oiling system that runs down here, keeps my chain lubricated. I've also got some little pickup knobs, and I've got a paddock stand on order just to make like lubing the chain and jobs like that simple. Now you've probably already noticed it's sitting on a hydraulic motorcycle workbench. Now I purchased this off mydeal.com.au. It was about $450. Now so far I'm really happy with it. Comes with, there's the little ramp over there in the corner that it comes with. It just attaches here. I did make a modification to it. I removed the wheel clamp that came with it because it was absolute garbage. So I removed it and threw it in the bin. And I went to my local bike shop and bought this. It's made by Ace Bikes. It's just a much more, quality front wheel clamp. So I can wheel the bike straight up onto the stand, park it in the wheel clamp there, let go of the bike, and it's very secure. And then just for extra safety, I just pop some ratchet straps just on the back on both sides. Now I've done it on the back here because this bike is really difficult. You'll see the handlebars are quite cluttered. Here's a spot I can hook a clamp on, but on this side it won't go in because of the all the clutch reservoir and all that. So the back is the best option. Now back to the Scott oiler. So I'm not quite sure about it so far. So basically it sits here. There's a little breather tube which I've run up under there. Now that little black line coming on the top just here, that runs under the seat down to the other side, and in underneath this panel here I've hooked it up to one of the vacuum tubes. There's a spare one on the throttle body on the right hand side, so I've just hooked it straight onto there. So when the engine's running, it draws a vacuum which basically makes the system operate. So when the engine's on, vacuum opens up a little valve in this reservoir, and you see the oil line goes down under into here and then straight onto the chain like so. And then the centrifugal force as the chain rotates flings oil out all onto the chain. I'm still kind of playing with it. I'm not really happy with how this sits because I want it to sit right here, but it's really hard to. I'm going to have to rig something up to support this a bit better, because at the moment, not 100% happy with it. If you look at my tyre, you see it's got little oil marks on it. So chain oil is getting onto my tyre on the left hand side, which I think is pretty bloody dangerous. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Also in terms of oil, like you can see there's oil here. Like I don't know what that's all about. Like so oil's flinging all over the place. You see under here, there's oil all up under the chain guard. So maybe it's the settings. I can adjust the flow rate here. So while I'm here, I'm just going to wind it down a little bit. While I'm here, I'm just going to wind it down a bit. My little kid's coming in and annoying me, so I'm going to wind that down a little bit just to see if I can improve it, because at idle it's only like one drop every 60 seconds. So obviously when I'm when I open the throttle a bit, create a bigger vacuum, there's too much oil coming out. So I've just wound it down quite significantly. So I'll give the bike a bit of a clean and monitor it. But at the moment, if it keeps doing that and putting oil all over my tyre, I'm going to basically ring Scott Oil and ask for my money back, because at the moment I'm really not happy with it. And the installation instructions that came with Scott Oil I thought were absolute rubbish. They give you a link to the website, and then they basically say, hey, look up your bike on the website, and they give you the installation instructions, which it did have instructions for the bike, but they really were just absolute rubbish. I really had to just figure it out myself. So that wasn't real good. So if you are thinking of buying a Scott Oiler, I don't know, at the moment I'm pretty neutral on it. So I'll play around with the settings a bit more and see if I can stop that oil being flung everywhere. But yeah, we'll watch that space. As for the workbench, I highly recommend buying one of these. I'll give you a quick demo. So we'll go over here. So basically, it seems to start at the back first, but then it goes up. Now I'll pop the camera over here. Sorry about my camera skills, they are crap, I do know that. It does go pretty high, so it goes to about 850 odd mil, so you really get right up, so it's really, really good. This is the best thing I've ever bought. Alright. And basically that's it. I mean, look how high it is off the ground. I mean, I'm pretty tall. I'm about 6'3", and this is perfect height for me to work on. So it's just everything you want to do. You want to play around with suspension, perfect for fitting exhaust systems, pulling fairing off, getting in underneath here, servicing your brakes. Like, everything you need to do is just at the perfect height. So I'm probably going to have a bit of a more fiddle with my Scott Oiler. It's also really good for cleaning, so I don't have to stuff around lying on the floor. Particularly with this bike, it's a very low bike, so if you want to get in and clean sort of down low or anything like that, like, you've really got to lie down on the floor next to the bike, which I hate doing. So this was the best thing I've ever done. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with my workbench. So I would recommend buying one for about $500 plus the stand, so about 600 odd bucks. And hopefully it'll last me a long time. So time will tell, I suppose. If it ever does break or whatever, having the existing workbench, I could always go out and buy a new hydraulic ram and bolt a new one in. So I've got the steel's fine, nothing wrong with it. It all probably comes out of Australian ore anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'll let you go. I do have a few more accessories on the way, but I'll do some more videos on that as they come in. So thanks for listening, and thanks for watching my video. Thanks.